Hello, everybody. We are live and back with episode 3 of Smoke and Ashes, our Avatar Legends game. I'm just here to vibe and play video games. I mean, tabletop games, video games too. It wouldn't be hard. But yeah, we're just gonna do that thing where we introduce ourselves to characters, answer awkward questions, so we get to start with our wonderful game master who's actually in charge here. Arnica, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Arnica, and I am your storyteller today. Thank you so much for coming back to Avatar Legends: Reign of Smoke and Ashes. And today, for my fantastic cast, I have a really extra ridiculous question, which is that do you believe the Mineral Cup is being fixed this year? For those who do not know, for those who do not know, the Mineral Cup is a bracket that's run on Twitter in the month of September to October, and people who like rocks and gems, it's our March Madness. But this year, man,
What?
this year yes, and this year they have set up all the best, most beautiful gems, which tend to knock out the weird guys. They've set the obvious winners against each other, all of them in the first bracket. They've never been paired up like this before. So that said, do you think the Mineral Cup has been fixed this year?
Like, you mean rigged?
Yeah. Yeah, they set it up to knock out the beauties so that only the weird ones are going through. They set it up to knock out all the big winners that always make it to the top. Corundum never not
I need
makes
to
it to
know
the
about
top.
Rock Twitter
Opal
now at some
never
point.
not makes it to the top. I'm just
This
saying.
is...
And then Ice last year when they sent the figure skaters in to brigade us so that Ice could beat Opal, and now this year they knocked Opal out with four. I'm just saying it's been rigged. How do you feel?
Hello, Spring. I am Obadiah, and today I will be Kim Ji-woo, uh, who is, of course, as always, taking bets on the results of the rock tournament and would like to assert strenuously and forcefully. Uh, of course, the results have not been fixed. Who would give you an idea like that?
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I'm playing Wong, who uses he, they pronouns. And just for the conspiracy of it, of course it's being fixed.
Y'all don't understand. On Monday, all of a sudden, Rock Twitter is going to be like, where did this conspiracy theory come from? And I'll be sitting there real quiet, pretending like I don't know what nobody's talking
Oh, so I'm Casey. I play Lofang, and I actually don't care about the results of the real league because I run a fantasy rock league, so I only care about individual stats.
I'm done. Okay. Hi, I'm Val. This is my channel. And I'm bringing Kayam, who uses they, he pronouns. And as far as Rock Twitter and this amazing conspiracy I have just found out about, I guess I'll have to say it's I believe that it's rigged, but I also believe that none of the competitors know that it's rigged. There's a few people with suspicious, but I really think the winners genuinely think that they're very cool. But really, and here's the thing. They're correct because all rocks are cool. I have this, I'm just gonna straight up say it. I love rocks. And I didn't realize there was a rock Twitter. But specifically, I like fossils, and I always tell I am that meme. If you give a girl a cool rock, she would have sex with you. But like I would just like hug you and smooch you unless you gave me a dinosaur bone, and then it's on. Like this has been agreement between me and my husband. It's like someone just gives me a fossil, we're good, and that's what my engagement ring is. It is like engagement ring. It's not even on the right finger. But like the one piece of jewelry he bought me is fossilized amber. So yeah. So yeah, Rock Twitter, totally rigged. Well, you know it's not rigged, this game. At least not yet, until you start subscribing to it, and then it's rigged in our favor. So, this is a viewer-affected game. You can affect the game with your bit subs and donations. Every 100 biddies here gives a reroll to anyone you see. If you subscribe to the channel, you can give a +1. And when I say anyone you see here that rolls dice. So the GM doesn't want to roll dice in this game, so it's just the players. So it really is rigged towards us. You can subscribe to the channel. And I have a little secret to y'all about my month of September. Not only is it September, so subs are cheap, but I am also matching my sub points this month to a donation to my Extra Life campaign. So, I currently have 13 sub points. That's $13. Can I get more? Who knows? We'll see. But that is what's happening. I decided that I realized it was September, and I normally start this in September, and I forgot to announce it. But I am. I'm matching my sub points in September. If you donate money to my coffee or my Streamlabs, we'll make shit happen. Sliding scale. $1 is going to be different from $10,000. $10,000, you just pay us, we leave, we don't have to do this anymore, and we'll go. It's fine. But yeah, and we don't cross the lines and veils that we have set up in our donations. But if you have any ideas after I don't know, just let me know. And yeah, that's it. I'm still frazzled by Rock Twitter, so I am just gonna let you. Continue now.
Okay, you don't understand. That is the natural born earthbender in me. It really is. As soon as I found out that there was a rock tournament, I've been there every year since like 18, 19, since early. Anyway, so welcome back everyone. It's been a week, so let's go ahead and catch you up. The last time we saw everyone, it was time was cutting close. Mr. Kim has taken off. He's trying to make it back to the tavern. Padma has reunited with her sister, Sister Zaya of the Eastern Air Temple, who is not doing well. And the group has come up with kind of a plan, a quarter of a plan, like a piece of a plan. The group has a rough understanding of what they want to do, which is they want to get on an air bison and get the fuck up out of here. There is a small problem in that, as far as everyone knows, the air bisons are on the other side of the gap in the remains of the temple. So let's see how that goes for everybody, shall we? Let's go ahead and let's chat. Let's start with Obi. Let's start with Mr. Kim. Last time we checked, you were booking it, trying to get back to the tavern before anybody realizes that you are not there.
Yeah, I've got some time. Well, I've got some time. I've already changed back. The hair is a slightly lost cause, but c'est la vie. She tried her best, and that's all that matters. But yeah, I'm going to slip back in through the front door, sit back down, and I'm just going to my hands up, put my hands up, cross one leg over the other, and just wait for this escort to arrive.
Hey, let's go ahead and you know what? This is gonna be a bitch of a day, so I'm gonna start easy, and I'll just tell you that you just barely made it in there. Like you have just popped the last wrinkle out of your coat when that door opens. And in walks In walks the same aide de camp who caught your ass in the alley earlier. And the captain who has obviously no fucking idea. And the killer. The three of them walk in, and the tavern is suspiciously quiet. Now, is it suspiciously God? We think we know what you did and we fucking hate firebenders quiet? Or is it we caught you doing something bad quiet? Don't know. But the tavern is suspiciously quiet, and you can tell that the captain feels the tavern is suspiciously quiet. What'd you like to do, Mr. Kemp?
Going to stand. I'm going to stand up. I am going to not look at anybody else in the tavern, but the escort, and I'm going to start. I'm going to start walking over.
Okay. Um, the captain approaches you and he is giving a steely look around the still, very quiet tavern. And he looks you up and down. At first, it's just a quick whatever, and then he stops. And he looks at you up and down a little more slowly. Has everything been all right in here?
There was a minor disagreement. It was handled.
The captain's going to put his hand on your shoulder, and you can tell that it's supposed to be a reassuring, protective kind of grip to your shoulder, but it's not. It's a little bit patronizing and a little too tight as he kind of leans in and goes, "Was it dealt with to your satisfaction, Mr. Kim?"
Fully and completely. It, it may have I understand that you have responsibilities, but I am sure it will not escape your notice that this tavern is not as full as it used to be. The problem has been addressed.
And behind you, the barkeep narrows his eyes and leans forward aggressively and looks at the captain and the killer and the aide de camp and goes, "We would appreciate it if you would take him now." Um, it's the best he can do for you. It's the best he can do for his people. But it's enough. The two of you managed to sell them. So between the two of you, the captain and the aide de camp, who is not looking at anyone really in this tavern, they form ranks around you and they escort you out of the building. You do manage to get out of the tavern without causing too much overt suspicion. Um, as you walk down, they take you the slow way. Um, maybe you haven't maybe you haven't kind of gained their trust as much as it seems like you have, because you're not going back the same way that they escorted you to the tavern. This time when they walk you through the town, you are clearly walked by in such a way that you can visibly, like, it's real easy to see what they've done. They walk you through the far side of town where you can still see smoke coming off the mountain. You are very much being dared to say something.
And what's what's that killer doing exactly? Like, where is he? Where are they relative to
Okay.
the captain and the aide?
Um, the captain is standing to your left, about a step ahead, but otherwise walking kind of in step with you. The aide de camp is moving a little bit ahead of you guys to your right. And the killer is behind him. So he is not quite even with you. You're not boxed in from the back, but you're not moving forward through them.
And yeah, Kim is going to look toward that smoke, and with at the very a very bland young master's smile on his face. I'll ask, it's odd that there's smoke. Have there been pirates here? Would certainly explain why the attention of the Fire Nation Navy would be required in a place like this.
You know what? Let's see. Let's see how these assholes feel about this. No, don't get real big. See, now you're gonna make me use my stylus instead of my big chunky finger. Hold on. Like Big Finger Crew, I know you feel me.
Oh, why are the buttons getting smaller? Why are these virtual keyboards?
It's like, please don't be a piece of shit to me. I didn't do anything. Me and my fat fingers are just trying to live our lives. I went on and ran about my fat fingers and I forgot what the fuck I was getting ready to look for.
Yes.
It's a mess today, everyone. Welcome to the show.
It was gonna be what they were gonna say in response to Kim Ji Woon's pirate comment.
I know, but why was I looking for dice? I was getting ready to do something. Well, fuck it. So the killer's gonna look at the captain's gonna look at the killer. The aide de camp's not looking at any of y'all. He is straight ahead pretending he doesn't hear this. This is a young man absolutely on the verge of a dishonorable retirement. Like he's gonna go home and never come out again. But the captain and the killer look at each other, and you can tell they're trying to decide whether they're still testing you or not. They're trying to decide whether they want to see if you buck. You might be their litmus test for how will the rest of the Fire Nation react.
Jesus
And the captain
Christ.
looks.
I'm sorry, like the subtitles are taking forever to catch up. Like they just all caught up all at the same time, and I was like, having a seizure. It's okay. Like, all right, continue. Sorry.
And so that's why I was gonna roll. I was gonna play yes or no. Do they catch you? Let me go ahead and just use my little phone dice instead. What's this? Evens they do. So the captain's going to look at you, and he's going to look you dead in your eye and say, Mr. Kim, the Air Nomads declared war upon the Fire Nation, and they lost.
Will I need? Okay, so was I here before the Fire Nation Navy was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's looking you right in your face, lying to you. Everyone on the street today knows he is telling you a bald-faced lie while he tells you the truth that the Fire Nation went in and killed everyone they wanted to. And he says, now, tell me I'm a liar. Mr. Kim, but you can do one of two things. You can absolutely tell him that he is full of shit. Call him out. Make him tell you the truth. And he will react. Or you can remember that there are small children relying on you and you got a team waiting for you to get back. But I mean, you do what you're going to do, Mr. Kim. What you gonna do?
Captain, why was there no word? No announcement? I was here before. The people, I doubt they would. I doubt their discretion. Why would I have heard? Why have I heard none of this? Why only now do I see the smoke?
Um, these are unfortunately good questions that you are asking, Mr. Kim. And you notice that ahead of you, the aide-de-camp's hands are visibly beginning to shake. And the killer takes 2 steps closer to you. You're being boxed in. They are closing in tighter on you. As the captain puts his hand on your shoulder again, and his grip is a solid warning as it digs into the meat of your shoulder. And he says, their first mistake was their only mistake. The strength of the dragon is second to none, and the Fire Nation will never let such an insult happen twice. We moved in strength, Mr. Kim.
Strength. Overwhelming strength. Crushing strength. Yes?
So you know what? Let's figure out your tone when you said that. Why don't you go Why don't you go ahead and roll with Harmony for me, and let's see how he took that.
Fantastic. What a great thing for Kim Ji-woon, noted empath, to be. That's appropriate. Even with a whole gaggle of forwards, that's not getting any better. So.
Oh my good buddy.
Oh boy.
The captain sighs, and those fingers that were tight around your shoulder really dig in and begin to get warm as he, like that deep, disappointed sigh that I waited 20 minutes in line for this chicken biscuit from Popeyes, and they dared to tell me that they were out of pickles, like that kind of sigh. As he says, "Oh, Mr. Kim, I can only hope that others will be a little less dense than you." And the killer steps in again. "Mr. Kim, they are now, I'm really sorry. You, they don't feel they can trust you. They feel that you have become a problem, and they are now trying to take you under force back to your home. You are no longer being peacefully escorted. You are being escorted as a prisoner back to your space."
I am Kim Ji-woon.
Oh, God
Do
damn it.
you dare to question my status and my honor? Do you dare?
Counter goes to 1.
take the drink, folks. This is going to be a long night. Do you dare to question me?
All right.
I'm about to have to save your ass, boy.
You hear the aide de camp at the head, like, you hear him whimper in the back of his throat. He's not sure what's going to come next, but he knows it's about to be a fucking mess. He has turned around and taken 2 steps back. Um, Mr. Kim, are you just speaking quietly and dignified and holding still, or have you made a physical move to remove them from your person?
Uh, his movements are a lot stiffer, but like he is not fighting yet. He is very much doing the the entitled rat in a Walmart move where like they are clearly forcing you to do that thing that they just dared you to do, or you can just back down, let them in this Walmart at 10 in the morning go off.
All right. The the captain is both exhausted and impressed. You are. This is exactly the kind of good Fire Nation stock and response that he really wants. I mean, he wants it in the other direction, but he's kind of nationalist who's always like, "Is it against me? Yes, but look at that Fire Nation pride." But the killer takes you seriously, and he has most certainly stepped up, and he is going to reach aggressively for you in a grapple move. He is going to try to restrain your arm behind your back.
Okay. What I am going to attempt to do is try to get a little bit of extra spin there, specifically so that I can generate a bit of lightning and shock him for his cheek. I am Kim Ji Woon.
All right, let's see where the fudge. All right, now let's be fair for everybody, y'all. None of us have ever done Avatar fights before, so it might take us a second.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Uh,
And by us, I mostly mean me.
Meanwhile, Lofang's like following on the rooftops, just going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Right.
So many
Okay.
face palms.
So why don't you roll with skills and training? Which is
That'd be focus, right?
I believe so. I had my quick start menu open and then I accidentally closed it trying to get to my other menu because I've got everything on half screens because I need like 3 screens and I only have 2. I know y'all over there making fun of me. They're not. They're watching TV. You should have heard her. She said, "No, we're not. Well, we wish we were." My siblings are so mean to me. Okay. No, see, I thought I found it. I didn't find it. What the absolute fuck? This is hilarious. Deny call it, lose your balance, assess situation, comfort, support, fleet, intimidate. Combat moves. There we go. What happens in exchange? I found it. Approach. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Roll with focus, damn it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. If you're
Sorry.
done, 10. That's a full success.
There it is. Okay, good. Full success. So you go ahead and you pull out your best lightning bending spin. You do get the rotation that you need. No one is expecting this motion from you. It is, at this point in history, it is an exceedingly rare kind of skill. People do not deliberately try to What kind of fucking who the hell's like I'm gonna put lightning through me? Nobody. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, and no one expects Mr. Kim to shock the shit out of them. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what happens when you get that spin up that you need?
So the captain, he has got that like what I'm going to call the stern dad grip. It's like it's on a shoulder. It is restricting movement, but like if Kim were to really fight him, he wouldn't have his shoulder. He would have his sleeve. Like it's like and because of that, like when the killer moves into you know to police brutality, this brat, uh when Kim spins, he is actually able to he's actually able to rotate his entire body. The captain like starts to squeeze, but all he's got is all he's got is sleeve. And so the killer like when the killer reaches that questing hand out, uh meeting Kim's open hand, and to his quite literal shock, and possibly the actual shock of the figurative shock of everybody else, that killer seizes up and is then thrown back uh, by heat, by shock, by his muscles lighting up.
All right. So he falls to the ground. He is in fact, what is it? Stunned. He is stunned. He cannot act or respond for a few seconds until he is steadied again. So he is knocked down for like a turn while his muscles contract. Um, you have essentially tasered him when no one knows what the hell a taser is. He is just, his day is ruined. This is an unhappy man on the ground. And the captain looks at you with with very, he's very impressed. He's also very, very angry. Mr. Kim, you you are a young man of good breeding and fine standing, of money and influence in the Fire Nation. In the greatest military might in this world, do not throw away your life and your family's good name. Not for these people in this terrible little mud hole of a town. Not for those corpses on a mountain, Mr. Kim.
Bender, who would not stand here, does not deserve the name. A man who would not defy this cannot live with the shame. I am Kim Ji-woon. Last of my name, you. You are a disease sicken me. You bring shame to that uniform. You bring shame to our nation. You will not hold me. You will not. You have no authority here. Your crimes will not go unpunished.
All right. Um, he steps back. You have absolutely intimidated this man. He takes a full step back, and his aide de camp takes a full step forward. Um, you have absolutely resonated. My fucking dog, shush, Gina. You have absolutely resonated with this person who has been feeling lost, who has not been able to reconcile the shame they feel with the pride they used to feel for their nation. All of a sudden, it occurs to the aide-de-camp as he hears your words, as he is inspired, that he does not have to just sit here and pretend this doesn't happen and that it's okay. That there may be other firebenders who are as disgusted as he is. And he steps up behind you. And he takes off his military jacket and he stands behind you. And he says, I will not be ashamed. I will not be ashamed of my nation. I will not say that what we have done is right. Mr. Kim is right. I won't do it. And the captain drops into an aggressive stance. He is ready to fight. His hands light up, and his feet are hot. He is ready to attack. What do you want to do, Mr. Kim?
Yeah, I'm going to with exaggerated casualness. I'm going to steady into a different stance. Just for emphasis, I very slowly raise my hands and then flick them down just a little bit, just a little bit of sparks on the way, and then settle into stance, and it's like, yeah, this is on. I have made my stance clear, and I have started this shit.
All right. So here is the thing. Unbeknownst to everyone down on street level, there are a pair of eyes that have been on this entire exchange. Lo Fong, who knows for a fact that they have to be able to track the entire down to the moment where everyone is to successfully get people in and out, has been following you, Mr. Kim, along the rooftops. He has been watching all of these interactions. He's feeling froggy and he's ready to go. Are you holding your own? Of course. You're Kim. You're Mr. Kim Ji-woon. You got this shit. But just in case, Lo Fong, what do you want to do?
Well, so I'm assuming that Lo Fong would recognize the killer for what he was immediately based on his background.
Lo Fong, funny enough, why don't you go ahead and give me a... Why do I keep reaching for my mouse? I don't have my mouse today. Why don't you go ahead and give me a roll on your assess the situation to see if you know who the killer is.
Let's see. Assess the situation. I am going to use the new thing I took from the other playbook. Wait and listen. When you assess a situation, while taking the time to use your extraordinary skills to absorb hidden or deep information, mark 1 fatigue, roll with focus instead of creativity, and become prepared.
Okay.
So I will mark me a fatigue, and then we're going to roll with focus. And I'll take a +1 forward on that.
Okay. So the +1 forward gets you to 7, so it gets you to yeah, but.
Yep.
So as Mr. Kim shocks the killer and he falls prone to the ground, stunned, his head falls back, and in the moonlight you can see half his face. His hair obscures part of it, but there is a distinctive scar that traces down the edge of his cheekbone and just twists the curve of his mouth into something not quite a smirk and not quite a scowl. He always has a very distinctive expression in the corner of his mouth because of this scar. Um, it is it is definitely a scar that if you had seen it, you would know. You would remember it. Is that scar familiar to you?
It is. I
Okay.
feel
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared does Mr. Kim look?
Mr. Kim, uh, he looks like he is he looks like he is kind of lost like a well, he doesn't look scared because he doesn't feel scared in the way that many 19-year-olds who are fully high on their own righteousness do not feel the emotion that is fear.
All right, Lo Fong, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared should Mr. Kim be?
probably a 9.
Yeah. So, what you gonna do? Here's the thing: that killer is on the ground prone for, at least another minute or two. But when he gets up, he's gonna get up mad. Um, there is a fire. There is a young aide de camp. He and Mr. Kim are of an age. They're peers. He's not quite as strong looking. He's not quite as broad or as tall. Uh, but he looks like he wants to try. He got heart from somewhere in him. And
Mhm.
then there is a very experienced and well trained Fire Nation captain ready to go to work. Um, are what do you want to do? Are you ready to intervene now? How would you
Oh,
like to
yes.
respond to this?
So, uh, Kim Ji Woon may have personal honor. Lo Fong does not. And also recognizing the scar of the guy on the ground, he would use this to his advantage. And so his move here would be to kind of leap down from where he was hiding and land pretty much right next to the guy who's on the ground. And he's gonna take out from one of the pockets on his cloak. He's going to pull out a dagger. It's sheathed, but he's holding this dagger in his hand. Um, and he's going to look at the captain, like summoning all of his professional aura from his previous career, shall we say. Um, and he's going to speak calmly to it's going to be very calmly to the captain. He's going to say, "You will take this man and leave now, or I'm going to kill him and then you."
Hmm. Well, you sure said that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's well, to intimidate, so why don't you go ahead and roll with passion and let's see how the captain feels about that.
The 7.
Okay. The captain looks between you and the killer on the ground and Mr. Kim and the aide de camp, and you can see him measuring. And you can see that he thinks he's pretty sure that he can hold the two of you off long enough for his man to get back on the ground, but that he is unsure about his aide de camp. He is unsure about that third person. He does not trust that his own man will come to his senses and come back to the right side. He may actually lose his silly little mind and try to stand against his own people for you two, for some silly little swollen up, self important man child marching through the streets on the wrong side of the world, and some alley riding, rooftop dropping vigilante covered in dirt. It is beyond the pall. So the captain will stand up and he will step back. He's giving you guys a chance to withdraw. He's not going to take his man and turn and run, but he's going to give you guys the chance to withdraw long enough for him to get his killer on his feet. Do you want to try to press your luck, or are you going to grab Mr. Kim and run like hell?
I think we're going to take Mr. Kim and run like hell.
Mr. Kim, are you going to run like hell?
It takes a bit of tugging before Kim turns back and gets with it. He motions for the aide to follow as well, like reaches that hand out, and also like looks back to the captain, like, this isn't over.
All right. Roll a plead for me. Roll with harmony. Let me see if the aide de camp manages to actually muster up the bravery to take your hand and break free.
Do I have any forwards from having that modest moral crisis already?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's stop and think about this. Do I want to do it? I do want to do it. It's gonna make this. You know what? It's gonna be really complex. So I'm gonna actually burn 2 of these forwards I've got to make that a 7.
Okay. So you hold out your hand and you see him hesitate. It was one thing in the heat of battle to fall in behind you and take off his uniform, and another thing to turn his back on his angry captain and run. And he takes a deep breath, and the captain yells at him, "Don't you dare." But he does. He does turn. He does break towards the two of you. He's trying to. You're only like 10 steps ahead of him. But those 10 steps are enough that the killer, who has not gotten back all of his movement, the killer has gotten back enough that he lashes out with a flame wreathed hand, catches the aide de camp around the leg, and delivers a severe burn. So he is now injured running towards you. He is slowed and harmed. But he does catch up with you. The two of you will have to support him. Where would you like to go? There are 3 places you can go. You can head back to the tavern, you can head to Mr. Kim's house, or you can take him to where the children are.
Well, this is a joint decision here.
As we're going back, Kim is going to say, back, I think, back to my home. I've got a few small things there, some luggage, something we can at least wrap that wound with. And I do not think that now is the time to bring another firebender into. He will be coming with us. I'm not going to leave him behind. Not after this. But now is not the time to introduce him.
I agree. We go to your house, but we don't stay there long because they will be after us. we probably bring him back to the tavern.
Okay. So while the two of you are supporting this young man through these dark streets and these back alleys, trying to get to your home before the captain can get his killer back to the camp, let's go ahead and check in on our other two players. Let's check in on Wong and Kayam. Hey y'all, how you doing?
Right.
So the last time we saw you guys,
Mm-hmm.
you were there was a lot happening. We have an absolutely exhausted teenager who has curled up with his head on his mother's lap and has passed out, sleeping for the first time in days. We have reunited two sisters, but one of them is on the brink of death. Kayam has done the best he can for her, and it is not enough. We have children who just you've managed to you've got them supplies, you've gotten them food, you've gotten them toys that you can distract them with, you got them clothes, like you guys are doing great. But they're traumatized and they're exhausted and they're tired and they don't want to deal with any of this bullshit. So, you guys are having a great time. What's up with that?
Whew. So
Loaded.
we're essentially waiting for our boys to get back, right? Like that's.
I want to sit down with Kayam and the two adults,
Okay.
is what I want to do. This baby still, like, cradled and bundled to my chest. Hopefully, who is sleeping like a rock, crossing my fingers.
Kayam is 20 years old. He's an adult too, okay?
You're so funny.
This is a grown up here, all right?
The three adults. All right. So I don't like the idea of waiting for them to get back. Well, we have to, but not sitting around and doing nothing. I'm thinking maybe the two of us can go scouting and try and find a good path to avoid the firebenders, or finding the best route to the air bison.
I need to stay in proximity of our friend
That's
here.
right.
To keep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good idea, but you also have a baby strapped to you as well, so I wouldn't recommend going by yourself.
The baby can be removed from my chest.
I'm
also,
not holding it.
Anyway,
Like...
I want to leave now, but we really can't. We need to wait for the other two, and 3, and I point to the sleeping kid who has been up for 3 days. They need to at least rest a little bit, so they have a fresh gust of wind to get them through it, or else they're going to collapse halfway there.
Right.
Okay. So Padma and Zaya are listening to the two of you, and Padma looks over at you and she tells you that she can point out to you the fastest way and the safest way to the air temple. They are not the same way. The fastest way will require the help of at least 2 of the children. Padma, if she can make it all the way there with you, can also help you, but she is prepared to stand and fight with her sister. She's trusting you guys to get the kids out. She will only come if you really, really require her assistance. Or there is a safer route, but that will require that you guys get down the mountain and then up the next mountain road. Whereas the airbenders can take you straight across.
I'm just afraid that we'd be sitting ducks if we went straight across. Sitting turtle ducks.
Yeah. And fast does not always mean safe.
Yeah.
Is it like is it a gorge that we're trying to cross?
So the fastest way across is either dust stepping or on a cushion of air. But yes, you literally go from the highest cliff on the side of Chime on the far side. So for about half the journey, you will be out of sight. The other half, you will be visible, but you'll be up pretty high. Um, but you will have to cross that entire narrow stretch of sea between where the earth mountains end and the air mountains begin. The other way is that you guys get past the Fire Nation camp, which is on the road down from Chime, get down to the beach, cross the water. There are boats, there are rafts, there are ways across the water. There's no giant eels or nothing to get you. The water itself will be safe, and then get up the mountain to the air temple. That's like a 2-day trip. The other one is like a couple hours. Either way, it's going to be, you're going to have to be sneaky either way, but one of them is significantly safer than the other.
2 days versus a couple hours.
It's just 2 more days. It just gives them 2 more days to find us.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm good with a little. I mean, I'm not actually very good at that, but if we have to, I just hate putting the kids into more danger, but at the same time, between Kim
That's the
Jong-un
thing.
and Lo Fang, I don't know how desperate we'll be when they get back. I think it depends on the desperation. What do you think? The desperation depends on the desperation.
I think this is just a desperate situation in general. But now that I know it's a 2-day versus a couple hours, I'm
Yeah.
with you. I don't want them to be here any longer than they need to. So if they have the energy and no one's that afraid of heights, I would maybe suggest the hovering.
I mean, I could also assist possibly with getting across. At least I can get myself across. So not to overwork the kids. I could just ride the radishes.
Okay, I don't know how you're going to do that, but I am so here for it, and I cannot wait to find out how the fuck you intend on riding radishes. It's like a magic carpet.
I'm going to take your word for it. But if we're going to be sneaking past, well, we're going to have to avoid Fire Nation anyway. So
I could also possibly practice. I don't do it often enough, but I could also practice making an ice bridge.
Maybe keeping that idea as a failsafe in case one of the airbenders lose concentration to catch.
I can make a flying disc, though. I've done that before. But usually it was in the confines of a seaweed and then the disc. I could go get seaweed.
You need to stay near her and make sure.
You could go get seaweed.
Not in the same way you can.
God dang it. Can I just, psychically talk to people to keep me... Why don't I just have seaweed on me?
Maybe figure out the solution to that problem later.
Yeah,
but
I know.
It sounds like we're gonna fly
nervous.
across. Yeah. I'll just kind of awkwardly pat you on the shoulder. That's
thanks.
okay.
I appreciate your comfort and support. I feel so much better right now. Thank you. You amber-dyed knight and...
No, we're gonna stop right No.
I know. I'm
just
trying
to lighten the mood.
Lighten the mood. Just, you know what? That's not a bad idea. It's lighten the mood. Who is still awake as far as the children goes?
As far as the children go, Janora is awake.
Mm-hmm.
She has managed to get naps on and off. She's mostly awake. And Sami, the 5-year-old, the
Mm-hmm.
little boy, he is awake.
Okay.
The 2 youngest ones are out.
Okay. So the 5-year-old.
5-year-old and the 11-year-old.
Yeah, the 5-year-old is gonna feel a little light tap on his shoulder.
Okay, and when he turns around,
There's a floating daikon radish with a smiley face. Drawn onto it.
all right, now
And you hear
is
in
it
the background, like where Kayam is, it's just like, "Hi there, little child, how are you?"
okay? You know what? Let's see. Some kids like this kind of shit. Some kids are creeped out. So why don't we go ahead and roll God and comfort for me? Roll with harmony. Let's see if this kid likes it or if he cries.
I tried to do it as with harmony.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll dice. I don't have to keep changing things. I have a plus 0 to
Absolutely.
harmony. Extra life gives me a 7. So I'm using my extra life dice.
Cool. So they're gonna go ahead and you know what? He likes it. His mouth trembles for a minute, but you know what? You have put a face upon this daikon that is one of those ugly monster faces.
It's got
It's
teeth.
so ugly. It's cute. Like the teeth are going in all the wrong directions. The eyes are not the same size. Um,
He was
this was
supposed
not
to
a
be the
good.
bad guy in the play, so
This was not like a good-looking daikon to begin with. This
no.
was like one of them late winter radishes.
I got it for
Just
super cheap at the produce stand. Nobody wanted him because he had like a knob that just kind of stuck out from one side.
if your family is eating this daikon, famines have come. Like it's ugly like that. And he loves it. You see him go from am I scared to no. No, in fact, I love this. It is a very particular expression that small children do, and all parents are real familiar with. Am I frightened of this? No. No, I fucking love this. This is fantastic. And he reaches out and he's going to reach out and he's not going to grab the daikon. He's going to reach for that one little protrusion and with one finger try to shake its hand and say hello.
It tilts to the side. It's like, and you hear again. I'm on the other side of the room. Nice to meet you, sir. It's good to see you. You are very brave.
And he addresses this daikon with all seriousness as he says, "Thank you. I've tried to be very, very brave. I was scared."
I would have to say you might be one of the bravest 5-year-olds I've ever met. I tell you what, when this is all over, I'll let you eat my nub.
While this is happening, I'd like to go to the top floor and just do a little scout out from the window to just keep an eye on things, try and look for Kim Ji-woon and Lo Fang, anxiously waiting for them to come get back while the kids are being
like this man.
while they're being entertained.
Okay.
At some point, there's gonna be like a time where all the plums just form like a circle around the daikon, and they're all doing like a little dance to like a whistle. Like
Adorable.
All right, so very faintly, the sound is not enough to really leave the house. Only because you know to listen for it long. Can you hear a very faint toot 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 toot? Like they're having a tiny little penny whistle rave down in the basement. Good for them.
Oh my god.
And it's really only because the sound got to you and you maybe started dancing a tiny bit and you might have rocked a little bit further that you catch a flash out the corner of your eye. As you lean this way, you kind of milly rock into the penny whistle and there's a flash and you happen to have caught just the edge of the zzz,
Lightning.
as Mr. Kim lit up that killer. So
That
while you don't know
motherfucker.
what the fuck is going on, you know that something has just popped off about 3/4 of the way between where you are now and the tavern.
I don't think I was dancing, but I definitely my foot was tapping a little bit. But as soon as I see lightning, because even though it's really rare, I know what that means. I immediately stop tapping, turn tail, and head back to the group with all of the airbenders, just like face stoic or very concerned.
You're just in time for all of the fruit to take a bow, like as you come in.
We might want to start prepping to leave. I just saw someone slinging lightning halfway to the tavern.
Oh no, oh goodness.
Some firebenders can bend lightning.
Oh yeah, super 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 rare and special.
Yes.
Sounds like something that someone that refers to themselves in the third person does all the time. Like, it might be a reason he feels special, I'm guessing.
But we might want to start packing up
Yeah.
and get ready to go.
All the fruit go back into the bag. And do you want to wake up the kids and I'll prep the nun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll gently start waking children up.
Mm-hmm.
A little shake to Hani's shoulder. Hopefully he got a little bit of rest. Power nap.
He sits up wide-eyed and wild, but not aggressively wild. For a moment, you see the kind of I'm up all at once teenager that he was a couple days ago. That from a dead sleep to full energy. It didn't matter what was going on. Yeah, no, he's ready to go, full speed. Body is enthusiastic. Brain will catch up in 10 minutes. You can see it in his face for just a second before he wakes up and settles into that very wary, aware, alert paranoia. But for a minute, you saw the kid. And you meet eyes with his mother. You know that she was so glad to see it, and she knows that she's even if he wasn't on the verge of outgrowing it, he's outgrown it now. Probably won't ever see that again.
And when Hani and Janora are up, I do want to not away from everybody, but I do want to get them together. Hani, you were sleeping, but Janora, did you hear what we were talking about on what route we were going to take?
Janora is torn. She was very obviously eavesdropping on the adults, because what the other adults didn't bother to tell you is that there is no point in trying to keep secrets from airbender children. They can literally carry the sound of your voice to them. And they can do it so subtly that you never notice. And Janora absolutely heard every word that you said. And she's trying to decide if she's going to snitch on herself when Ahani just puts his hand on her shoulder and goes, she probably heard him.
And just I'll say it again, so just in case you're still getting the sleep out of your eyes, but we're going to go across the gorge. It's faster. We decided that it's better to get you out of here quick instead of taking a 2-day route. But that means the two of you are going to have to ferry us across. I want to ask if you two are up to it now, so we don't have to change our minds later.
You see them look at each other, and they're exchanging a lot of information. Like, these kids know each other because they have a full conversation with some eyebrows, a couple pursed lips, a frown or two, before Ahani finally sighs and goes, we need Sami too. They do not, between the two of them, they could absolutely move all the kids and maybe some of you, but at this point, they will need the help of the 5-year-old as well. The good news is that airbender children are terrifyingly strong. They are by far the strongest, most dangerous bender children on the planet. Um, Thankfully,
Is
they're fucking air nomads. They're like Sagittarius or Taurus. They don't care. They're just gonna sit around. They just want to be happy and full and wear some brightly colored clothes. But don't get them there. So
As a
they go and get.
Sagittarius.
at that then I would like to get down on one knee and motion for Sami to come over. Hey bud.
He walks over and his hands are suspiciously sticky, as is the corner of his mouth. Kaya may want to count his performers.
Please don't take the performers. We will need them to fight the bad guys. Especially the two daikons.
As soon as you say that, he pulls one hand from behind his back and offers you half a plum. The face part is still there. He just ate the back of the because he didn't want to eat the face because that would hurt.
What I'll do, since it was just a plum, I will bend the water to give him half of a prune out, and I'll put the water away in just fill it up into another plum so that it just gets a little plumper.
He is delighted by this.
Yeah.
So when he comes over and that little exchange is over, I'll just give a glance between him and then Janora and Ahani. Do you want to help us try and get everyone away?
He's going to look at you and this is a shockingly suspicious child. He's totally here for Kayam and he likes you. He remembers you, but he's feeling very suspicious. Okay. So he's going to give you half a look. He wants to know how.
You're a really strong, really brave little boy. But Ahani is really tired and Janora needs help and they both need help to try and ferry everybody across the gorge so we can get away safely. Can you help? I heard you're really strong.
He gives you an up and down and he goes, how fast can you run?
I can run pretty fast. I don't know about, and then I kind of nod over at Kayam.
Do you see how long my legs are? It's not that I have to run fast, to move very quickly. I move twice as fast as everyone else just by walking.
Sami is going to look at Kayam and look at you and look at Kayam and look at you and go, his legs are too long to be slow. He agrees with Kayam. Kayam gave him half a performer. Okay. At this point, Kayam can do no wrong. You, however, must convince him that you can run fast enough to not... What he's not explaining to you, what none of the children have bothered to explain because they're children and it hasn't occurred to them, is that the way they will be ferrying you all across is by essentially a conveyor belt of dust stepping. They will be throwing down like a 3x6 patch of sand and dirt, and you guys are going to have to stay on it.
I run on roofs very fast for fun and jump around for fun. I can keep up.
Okay. So you have gained his seal of approval. You told him you run on roofs for fun. So that's good. I'm really glad you managed to figure that out because when you look over, Padma is helping Zaya sit up. They have waited until you and Kayam both looked away, and she is helping her sister to her feet. They agree with you. They heard every word about the lightning. They agree it is not just time to go, it's time to go now. There's not going to be any waiting till morning at this point. If something has happened in the street, you can't wait to try to beat the patrol. It's just a matter of getting there before they do.
I agree. I also think we should leave without Lo Fong. and Mr. Kim Ji-woon, because it's getting way too dangerous. They can handle themselves.
They also know where we're going, so
Exactly.
how they get there is not going to be an issue for them, hopefully. But they're not priority. These kids are.
Exactly.
All right, kids. Everybody to your feet. Let's go.
All right. And you know what? With that, seeing as how we are coming right up on that time, since we've checked in with everybody and all of our airbenders are leaving the room and our other team are locked up in Mr. Kim's house with no idea that their asses are about to get left on a fucking mountain. But savagery, betrayal, I see how y'all are. So exciting. Why don't we go ahead and take a break and then see how this is going to get handled when we get back?
They're grown-ass adults. They'll be fine.
One of them's Kim Ji-woon. You know he's fine.
Right?
His pride won't let him
is
die.
Kim Ji-woon.
I love that.
All right,
And
y'all,
he
we'll be
will
back
not
in about 10
stand
minutes.
for this. He will not stand for this buffoonery.
We'll be back. We'll see y'all in 10
We'll be
minutes.
back in 10 minutes. Hello, we're back. We're back here doing Avatar. So
The panic.
And I don't know if y'all can see this, but I have a T-shirt. It's a Velociraptor, and it's holding a cupcake. And I just wanted to show everyone that because I love it. So,
A+.
Cute.
I approve.
Thank you. Okay, we're back. Let's play some games. Go ahead.
All right. So right before our break, we were in a mess. We have Wong and Kayam trying to get our airbenders out. They are going to be heading directly out of town to the top of the cliff so that they can start, with the help of the children, airbending their way across. We have Mr. Kim and Lo Fong at Mr. Kim's house with the aide de camp. They are trying to kind of heal him up. He has been injured in their escape as they withdrew from an encounter with the captain. The Fire Nation is now aware that there are people who know who know what happened, and they're not thrilled. They are not going to be able to do the mostly peaceable withdraw in the morning that they were planning on. They know that there are now people who are angry, and they got to deal with them before. Can't let the bad PR get out ahead of them. They've got to be on top of this shit. So let's find out how everyone's going to respond to this, shall we? Let's go back over to Kim and Lo Fong. Um, you've made it back to Mr. Kim's house safely. The three of you are locked inside. What's going on?
Well, use whatever first aid stuff we can find in his apartment to kind of bandage up the burn.
There should be something in this firebender's abode for accidental burns,
Yeah,
at least.
I would imagine so.
All right, you know what? I'll go ahead and take that. You are an experienced firebender. You know sometimes accidents happen. I'm not gonna make you guys. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for that. I'm gonna say that you are able to successfully get his leg bandaged up.
Yeah. And then I believe we should bring this man to the tavern and leave him there. They can keep him hidden while we regroup and get the others out.
Or even we can't just leave him here. I doubt the brigands calling themselves our nation's navy are going to be gentle.
He's not fast enough to come with us as he is.
Retrieve him.
Yeah, we can retrieve him on our way out.
Acceptable.
But to safely get the children out, we need to be able to move at our top speed, and we can't do that if we're dragging him along.
The aide de camp looks between the two of you and says, "What children?"
Yo.
Lo Fong just turns and says, It would be best if you it would be better for you if you decided that you didn't want to know the answer to that question."
In due time, I have not forgotten that you chose me, and I do not intend to forget you.
So, the aide de camp looks between the two of you, and they're a smart kid. You can see them starting to do some math in their head. You see the meme happening in front of you, the numbers floating around them. And You see the minute it clicks that there have to be that the survivors they're looking for were not just the captain wasting everyone's time. You see it cross his face. There really are survivors. And his face becomes shuttered. Um, the openness, everything that you saw withdraws. It is. He does not know how to feel about this. He should be glad. He should be glad that there are survivors. But also, there being survivors, it's one thing to feel bad about the absolutely no one can do anything about the terrible thing you've done. There's no one to look you in the eye and say, "What did you do?" It's another thing to know that people saw you at your worst and most monstrous and that you have to look at them now. Um, the aide de camp gets real quiet. Y'all can go ahead, continue speaking.
Yeah. Well, Lafong will turn back to Kim and say, we should move.
I don't know your name. What is it?
The aide de camp looks up, um, and his voice is kind of empty and hollow as he tells you that uh, that his name is. Oh my gosh, where's my paper? That his name is Bao.
Stay quiet. Hide yourself. You've already heard our plan. Stay quiet. Take care of yourself. Once we come to retrieve you, then it will begin.
And he swallows and he's shaking his head. He's nodding, but the lights are on, but if someone's home, they're in the back half of the house. Um, he's autopilot responding to you at this point. It is probably for the best that you leave aide de camp Bao here, or possibly under the eye of someone else.
So Lo Fong is gonna like kind of awkwardly walk over to the aide de camp, and he's gonna like kind of crouch down and like be as comforting as someone who has done the things he's done can be, and just kind of like look him in the eye and say, you don't have to be defined by the worst things you've done. There are ways that we can all atone for the horrible things, the horrible crimes that we've committed.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a guide and comfort real quick to see if that gets through to him. So roll with harmony.
It's a 7.
All right. So he hears you. Bao looks up at you, and for a minute, when your eyes lock, you can see that he understands that maybe he doesn't know what you've done, but the thing inside him that witnessed what happened at the Eastern Air Temple recognizes something similar inside you. The two of you share a look that, Mr. Kim, you may notice, but you can't really understand what that look is. You just know that something has passed between them that does not involve you. An understanding of sorts. But Bao will nod shakily. He understands, and he is prepared to wait here. So what would the two of you like to do? Would you like to try to head towards the tavern? Are you going to try to head back towards where your group is? What do you want to do?
Well, if he's just gonna wait there, do you think they would come looking for us at Kim's place? Because I don't want to leave him in a spot where he might get caught by them.
Uh, I mean, that's a great question. Why don't you?
Yeah,
Why don't you assess the
let's put our
situation
heads
and think
together.
about it?
Yeah,
Figure it
I
out.
will. Let's see here. What can I do here for this?
May I make this roll also? This is definitely
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use my wait and listen thing again. So I can mark a fatigue and roll with focus instead of creativity and become prepared.
I am pretty sure that the next time I see that captain, I'm gonna deck him.
That is a 9.
Thought about it long, thought about it hard.
And you know what? I'm gonna use a +1 forward to make it a full success.
I'm gonna pick his face.
Okay then.
That's what's happening. Yeah.
So looking at your roles as the two of you assess the situation, Mr. Kim, you feel absolutely satisfied that boom, they wouldn't dare. Didn't you just shock the shit out that dude? Did you not make a captain in the Fire Nation's Navy step back like a little bitch? They wouldn't dare come to your house. You are completely unconcerned about this. But you, Lo Fong, you have some questions, so go ahead and ask me too.
Okay, let me see. What am I gonna ask here? What's my best way out? And by my I mean R.
What a great question. What you guys don't know, and it's really funny because Mr. Kim, you've been here like almost a month and you have not found this, is Chime smuggled liquor at one point. They smuggled things in and out. It was a Dalfay haven at one point before it became a very honest little community. And underneath several of the buildings, not just the tavern, run these smuggler holes. And Mr. Kim's home is linked to that. So, because you are such an observant gentleman, you notice that the pattern of the far wall in that dark, shadowy back hallway looks a little bit weird. And if you'd like to go check it out, you will eventually find out how to slide it to the side. And you guys will be able to enter the exact same underground series of tunnels that Mr. Kim was able to exit into the alley with. More importantly, they match the layout of the street. Because you have mapped it from above so often, you should be able to navigate you guys to where you're supposed to go.
Excellent. I will point this out to Mr. Kim. Like, oh, you should have told me you had an escape route.
Kim's face goes like 100% stiff. It does not move. and then like after a brief pause, on which you can make any number of outrageous, definitely completely untrue considerations and insinuations, he says, "It slipped in my mind."
God, he's so lucky Kayam is not there.
Same for Wong.
like just.
I'm not gonna roll to try and fool anybody. But it's just Kim is just gonna lie. He's just gonna lie. He's gonna lie.
He's gonna lie to the point so that he can believe it himself.
So Lo Fong just kind of blinks a couple times, shakes his head a little bit, and just decides to move on and just not ask any more about it.
You're a good friend to leave that boy his dignity. You got one more question. What else would you like to know?
Who or what is the no, I already know what the greatest danger is. What should I be on the lookout for?
Um, Another great question. What you should, I think, be on the lookout for the most is there is there is one spot where you may get turned around as the two of you are traveling through these passageways. And if you do get turned around at that one spot, you will not come out in the alleyway near um whatchamacallit, near where the airbenders are hiding. You will come out in a ridiculously exposed area in a pretty clear shot of the firebender camp.
That seems like a very good thing to be on the lookout for. Well, Lofang will look to the to Kim and bow, be like, "Let's go."
Yep, and yeah, okay, yeah, because yeah, we have our easy way out. There's no reason to leave down here now.
Yeah.
So, yep.
And then I'll once we're all like down out of Kim's house, like we'll close the door behind us so they can't find the entranceway. And then from his memory of the layout of the streets, he'll tell Bao which way to go to escape out of the city away from the Fire Nation camps.
Okay. And now, two of you, as you are traveling through, um, all you have to do, you've come upon this, you knew that it was coming. You've come upon this split in the road where you now have to make your dangerous decision of which direction to go. So are you going left or right?
Let me see. Well, I am currently prepared. So I get +1 to an appropriate roll. So I guess I guess this would be like stopping to remember like exactly the layout in my head before making the next turn decision.
Yeah, so I would say rely on skills and training. So that would be rolling with focus.
Training. Hell yeah. That's a 10.
Boom. So you remember easily as you get down there. Yes, they look exactly the same, but you pause and for a moment everything is silent and you can hear just faintly in the distance, you can hear tavern noises echoing through the pipe, so you know that you guys need to go right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'll lead us to the right and then continue to follow until we come out at the exit closest to where the airbenders are.
All right. So you guys go ahead, you pop out into that same back alley that you exited from earlier, Mr. Kim, and it's empty. There's no one there. You absolutely have a safe shot. If you move now, you have a safe shot to head back towards the house.
Yep. Then let's move.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Okay. So Wong, where are you?
So Kayam, myself, and the Airbender children have left because we said we were going to leave and start making our way towards where we needed to go. Um, I probably would have left a small note for Lo Fong and Kim Ji Woon for just that. Nothing that would give any information, but just something that says like along the lines of moving now. That's it. So they don't think that we just completely abandoned them. But we don't want to leave information that might get picked up by the Fire Nation. So we're moving. We're heading in that direction.
I also left a plum.
Beautiful. Is it the real juicy one?
No, it's not the real juicy one. I need that good firm one just in case I need to like throw it at someone. But like this one is just there, making, because I have little sticks like poking out, and it's got a little peak like this.
I personally would have handed over the infant to either Kayam or Hani, and I wanted to scout ahead of them just to make sure there weren't any patrols in the direction that we're going, or surprise camps.
Yeah, I don't need my hands to bend, so. And I
like,
just
give you a weird look at that. I give you the weirdest look.
And I take a pause, and it's like,
explain later.
I will. I'm magic. I don't have to explain shit.
I'll make the sound of a turtle dove if I see any firebenders and there's trouble.
Cool. All
Kayam,
right.
can you hold babies? Or are you holding that baby like a bag of root potato? Like a bag.
I got the baby like swaddled in front of me. And the thing is that like I'm gonna even like put him inside. Like I'm gonna undo the first top of like I'm gonna undo my kimono, and he is masked so he doesn't have titties. And I'll wrap it on the inside of my robe, like of my kimono, and then like put that over the baby, so that way I just look like I'm fat.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Less chance of falling too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an extra swaddle.
All right. He sleeps through this. This is a sound sleeping baby now that he has gotten something in him and is out. So the children are hiding with you. Sister Zaya and Padma have moved up to the first floor where they can keep an eye out through the windows. And Wong, you are scouting ahead. Which direction do you go when you leave the building?
I don't know in the orientation of my head, but somewhere that would have the least amount of eyes.
Okay. So from the front of the building, you're really kind of at the end of a lane. The warehouse is at the end of the real road. So you can go up through an alley behind the warehouse, which is really to your left, or you can go around the edge of the trees and pop out on a different street, like 2 blocks down on your right.
I'm probably going to go the alley route, honestly.
Okay.
I'm going to keep like an
roll.
ear and eye out for everything, but like if I think there's something there, I'm going to go the opposite direction. Ears are open.
Push your luck for me.
Push my luck.
Yeah, roll passion.
Where is the push the luck thingy? Which is passion. Okay. $11, full success.
Nice. So as you are sliding through the alleys, like a frickin' shadow, man, like cats don't see you. You are slick. You are slicker than grease goose shit, like nobody. Which is why you managed to sneak up behind 2 shadowy figures lurking at the end of the alley, really, really focused on that house. You managed to get all the way up behind them and put your hand on both their shoulders.
I wanted to do that anyway.
Boom.
Because I recognize these 2 motherfuckers, don't I?
You sure as shit do.
About time you came back. We're moving now.
We were just about to come tell you that we think we should do the same thing.
Oh, I saw someone throwing lightning, and I figured that was a sign for us to get moving.
Yes, I'll explain later, but we need to move. We've discovered a hidden tunnel system that runs underneath the town. It's probably the best way to get them out.
That was probably the other escape route she was talking about.
Yes, I would imagine so.
Okay, I'm scouting ahead to keep an eye on Fire Nation to see if there's anyone in the way between where we are and where we're going. By the way, we're running across a gorge on air and sand because it's faster. So I hope you can run fast. I say as I look at Kim Ji Woon.
Yeah, and Lo Fong will look at Wong with a deadly serious expression on his face, and he's gonna tell you, if you see a man with this scar, and he kind of outlines the shape of the scar on his face, you need to turn and run.
I just stare at you for a second and just slowly nod. Just same level of seriousness right back at you.
Kim Ji was gonna he's gonna frown what? Who? Why?
Shh. Anyway, go back to the others. I'm going to finish scouting and I'm going to come back.
Yes, we will gather them.
As I told Kayam, if I make the sound of a turtle dove, it means the route's fucked.
I have a question.
Good to know.
This is in character as I look at all the children. What do turtle doves sound like?
Yes, good.
The 5-year-old is going to look at you and moo.
Is this child lying to me?
Good. Yes, good.
5-year-olds have a terrible sense of humor and their timing's not great.
I narrow my eyes and I was like, because you're a fan, I'll forgive you. But the thing is, it's just turtles. Is it or is it ho, 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 ho? By the way,
Anyway.
I don't know if y'all knew this. The sound of velociraptors barking in Jurassic Park are actually the sounds of turtles having sex. Yep.
Cool.
Anyway, I go scout. Anyway, anything to get out of this conversation.
Anyway.
Okay, so what the area you need to scout to get the airbenders successfully from their house to the tunnel is roughly a 2-block radius, and then to get them from the tunnel to the cliff side is another 2 blocks. All the rest of the time you guys will be underground.
Okay.
Do you want to go that far ahead of them to scout that last 2 blocks now that you've cleared the first 2? Or do you just want to go with them and y'all gonna hope for the best? What do you want to do, Wong?
I'm gonna scout.
All right. Let's go ahead, and that's a hell of a risk to take. We're gonna push your luck again, but
Yeah. But at least if I get caught, they won't. Hopefully. Ooh, I fail. Bad.
all right. So you don't go underground. You don't personally know the route well enough. You have a rough idea of what direction you would need to take, but it seems like an unnecessary risk when you think about it, to possibly show off the underground tunnels. You're just going to do what you normally do, right? And take the roofs. Unfortunately, as you are crossing into that last danger zone, that hot zone of open area, you look down, and as you look down, a patrolling pair look up and see you on the roof, and they immediately shout, "You there, come down."
I think what I do is I make the sound of a turtle dove and go in the opposite direction of where and trying to draw them away.
I need you to make the sound of the turtle dove.
You gotta make the turtle dove sound.
Moo.
So Wong runs, mooing like a mad cow, like just full Epstein Barr, just woo across the moo through
But the
town.
sound gets farther away on where
And
where y'all need to go.
Okay.
Okay.
So faintly on the breeze, you hear mooing.
Huh.
And the 5-year-old looks at you with the smuggest "I told you so."
This is what I get for not being the child of a biologist. So
Lo Fong calls out, "We gotta go now."
yeah, we're going.
And he is going to lead this group to the tunnels.
Okay. I want you guys to, all of you, Kayam, Lo Fong, and Mr. Kim, all of you push your luck, please.
It's
That's
plus
with passion.
Passion.
Yeah, pushing your luck is passion.
Oh no.
Um,
Let's mark that. I got a 4.
Would I be able to use my prepared for this?
No, you used your prepared.
Oh, right. No, I did. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Okay. Passion. That's a 9.
All right. Ooh, we got some
Okay.
news.
That baby's about to wake up. Is what's about to happen.
So, as you guys are moving through town and you're getting them to the tunnels, you get them to the tunnels. You get them into the tunnels. But Wong has not successfully managed to draw all the attention. In fact, the running across the building roofs mooing sounds like it would be a great distraction. Like, you would assume that the cops would be like, "The fuck, who's running over the roofs mooing?" and go run to find out. But somehow these are not dumb and they have called for backup. There are 2 more firebenders standing outside the walls of where the tunnels will slide aside and let you out. They do not know you are there, but Kayam, underneath your clothes, you feel that baby start to squirm and wiggle. He is waking up, and he is not waking up in a good mood. In fact, you may notice a distinct aroma coming from up your neck. That baby has taken the meanest shit. He has taken a shit so mean it has woken him up.
Arnica, I do have a question. What about the sisters? Where are they at in terms, because they are also a distraction too.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they are with the 2 of you. Padma is holding up her sister right now, but the 2 of them are with you. And they are there as the baby starts to whine and wiggle in your grasp. So what do you want to do?
Oh, it stinks so bad.
Yeah, that baby stinks.
Oh man, they're gonna smell this from a mile away.
Right, got the kid. So what he's gonna point at one and point at himself and point at the other and point at Lo Fong.
Lo Fong nods.
Okay, so if I am hearing you correctly, what y'all want to do is throw open the door and bust out on these dudes, hoping that you can get them before they can raise an alarm or attack.
Yep.
All right. You know what? Lo Fong, you can rely on your skills and training. Mr. Kim, you got to push your luck again.
I got a 9.
Big thing.
Hey.
All right. So the 2 of you look at each other in this dark tunnel, and you hear the Fire Nation go, did you, was that you? Like, they are, and as the two of them start trying to figure out which one of them has passed this hellacious gas and is trying to blame the other, you throw, it does. You throw open the door and you launch yourselves upon them. They do not call for backup, but they are facing you, and as such, you do not catch them completely unaware.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's fighting time.
All right. So the Fire Nation drops into position. The closest soldier to you has slid back into a crane stance. He is ready to go. His weight is on his back legs. He's prepared to lash out in multiple directions. The other one has leaned forward in a very aggressive stance. He's ready to pounce. And both of them have drawn up their hands. Their hands have begun to glow. Where are the two of you in relation to this fairly narrow filled tunnel? Have you come all the way out the door?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Kim is also all the way out, almost heading with Lafon. Relatively.
All right, how you want to do this? What you do?
So this is where we choose our approach, or
Yes.
Are we all gonna just go into combat, or what are we doing?
The two of you have a choice right now. The other two are out of the tunnel and are getting ready to fight. The two of you at the moment are still in the tunnel. The firebenders have not seen you yet.
Excellent.
yeah. So
you can
you
choose.
should not.
You can choose to come out and join the fight now, or you can choose to stay hidden, protect the children, to fall back, but you should also be choosing your approach so that you are ready whenever you choose to join combat.
I think I'm already in combat because I'm on the roof, drawing attention, and yep.
It's alright,
It's
I can
fine.
fight from a distance. We got this. I can be inside the tunnel and they not know.
All right, let's go. Combat. Let's choose
I
the
got a
approaches.
plan. I got a plan.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Choosing down. I'm shooting.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll choose first. Lofang will choose advance and attack.
Okay. So the first Fire Nation guard, the one closest to you, looks you up and down. And he says, "There is a strict curfew going on. Where are you coming from, and what is that tunnel?"
Yeah, we're not answering any questions.
Good. So what do you do instead of answering the question? How do you answer him?
I answer him by attempting some chi blocking jabs, I guess.
Nice.
All right, fantastic. So why don't you go ahead and you've chosen advance and attack.
Yes.
So you go ahead and you roll with, I was just looking at it, you roll with passion.
Actually, because I have fewer conditions marked than my highest principal, I can roll with focus instead.
Ooh, well, look at you, fancy pants. Roll with focus, shit.
Yes. That is a 7.
Okay.
So let me read what that is. Yep. Use one basic or mastered technique.
Okay, and you said you're using your chi blocking?
Yes. Pinpoint hand strikes to block a foe's chi. I mark one fatigue to block their chi with my strikes, inflicting a condition and rendering a limb useless and blocking bending with that limb. An enemy with one fewer useful limb chooses one fewer technique to use each exchange. They become usable again when combat ends or 3 exchanges pass.
All right, so why don't you describe for me what that looks like?
So he takes this stance, and his either one or both of his hands start to glow, and like a less experienced fighter may like pull back slightly from that, knowing the threat from a firebender. But instead, Lo Fang just kind of like dips forward and like dodges under his first hand and comes up with his fingers like this, like precision striking two spots on this guy's right arm. And all of a sudden, he had been like holding it out ready, and the glow disappears, and the arm just falls limp and useless at his side.
All right. The firebender reels back in shock and surprise. Chi blockers they're not uncommon, but it is rare to run across a chi blocker who is not in the service of somebody's court. And chi blockers are in high demand. They serve under sages and fire lords and earth kings. They're not just wandering around with kimchi wounds. Like, what the fuck? And yet here you are. He falls back with a shout. His limp arm dangles at his side, and his partner lunges forward towards the two of you. Mr. Kim, what do you do?
I am going to yeah, I'm gonna defend a maneuver, step in his way, because he is taking a little bit of initiative here. Let me slow his roll, as it were.
All right, so go ahead and roll with focus for this defend and maneuver.
Nice.
Fancy.
Look at that. It's almost like you Kim Ji-woon or some shit. Why don't you tell us what that looks like, this excellent roll you just gave us?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm also going to go ahead and use this to mark fatigue and use a technique with this 10 plus I've got here, and whip fire. Like as he is lunging forward, I assume like a little bit more than some glow is in them hands now, and Kim's arms are up, and like as he steps in the way, he drops his arms to his sides, and then like just pivots on a foot, and as his leg raises in a big wide swing, a long whip of fire trails behind it, and he just stops that advanced hold as he's got to take 2 fatigue or a condition, his choice, and if he wants to get close enough to attack me, he's got to mark another fatigue.
Okay. So the firebender rears back. He is deeply unprepared for the strength and the fury of the flames behind your kick. You are, Mr. Kim, your strong moral stance against what your nation has done is really lighting a genuine moral fire within you. Like, this is the burning righteousness of what the Fire Nation is, of what they actually think they are, is what is coming from you. These flames flicker with edges of white and blue. He is afraid of you and your absolute ethical fury as you kick him back from the precious cargo behind you. And so the two of you have an advantage. You have one of them off balance, and the other one has a limb completely out of commission. How would you like to proceed?
Well, can
Yes,
Kyle
Kyle.
and us go
Ooh,
too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm kind of hanging out here in the back, and my thing is an evade and observe. very particularly, I would like to bolster or particularly hinder the one that Lufong is fighting. I would like to blind him.
Okay.
With the very specific, and at the same time, clean this child, just in one swooping motion.
You know what? Why don't we check out Kayam's Adventures in Babysitting? Why don't you go ahead and why don't you roll for me with some creativity?
Let's go with that creativity. A 10.
Oh, yes.
I cannot deal with this smell. I look over the corner, I open up my shirt, and it just whoop in this man's face. And I'm assuming that this child hasn't had a lot of solids recently either.
So everyone, this child, this bald-headed, loose-neck baby has been on the verge of a blowout. Anyone who has parented, aunted, or babysitting knows what a blowout is and the danger that Kayam was in. The danger that this Fire Nation soldier is in. I know y'all can see the distant, haunted look on my face right now as I remember the last big blowout. And all of it, every ooze and inch, all of a sudden goes, no, not this precious child, not this beautiful kimono. The water in it says come, and the solids in it say we follow. As Kayam goes, no! And a whole diaper full explodes out, leaving this baby bare ass but fresh, clean, squeaky, and well scented as it flies from the tunnel out the dark. These soldiers they couldn't have prepared themselves if they wanted to. It goes right between the two of you, Kim and Lofong. All you see is just a streak of oh no and a whiff of my god. And he just catches both these fire.
So, what are the...
I don't think they're out of commission. They're out of commission, please.
They are. They fall to the ground. They're done. They're done. Somebody just threw some baby shit on them. They're done. They don't court-martial them. They don't give a fuck what y'all want. Just go. They run screaming to the woods.
They gotta get clean now.
They need some water.
Lofong
I can't believe this is how you ended the fight.
What about Lofong?
Oh, like he's just gonna calmly look back like nothing happened and be like, let's move.
Kim does not look back calmly. Like it is like animal fear. Like
Even though that combat has ended, can I do my maneuver? Because I'm still kind of fucked. So the technique I'm using is defend and maneuver, and I'm going to seize a position to try and escape the scene.
What would you do? Just go ahead. I ain't gonna make you roll. Just tell me what you did and it'll work.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm still running around the rooftops with Fire Nation on my ass, trying to get my attention, dodging fireballs as much as I can. And eventually what I do is I end up jumping across a roof and skidding to a stop and taking that Fire Nation helmet I got in the first session and throwing it so it makes noise and it keeps going, and hoping that they just run by me and I can double back.
They do. They absolutely run by you. In fact, they split up into two groups, one of whom follows the distant clattering of the Fire Nation helmet. The other follows the horrendous, heart-wrenching, what the fuck just happened to me screams that are trailing toward far away from where the people are, running towards the camp where there are showers. So the group following you splits up, and you can safely double.
I'm sorry, does your game have poop bending in it? I think not.
I think not.
So, what happens is trying to stay out of the sight of all any other Fire Nation patrols that were not part of this bullshit. But I will head back to where the entrance is. They've probably already gone through by the time I get there, but I'm going to catch up.
All right.
What did you all do?
What's that? Oh, here's your baby back. I'm gonna hand
There's like a little bit of
you a butt naked baby.
Anyway, fine. I'll just start putting the baby back on, re-swaddling and baby Bjorning.
I'm just
Whatever.
checking
Okay.
myself once over. It's like, all right, I got all of it. Like,
I smell lingering shit.
Kim Ji-woon isn't making eye contact. That's where we are right now.
I just like exchanged looks with Lo Fong. They're just like, maybe tell me later, questioning look. I'm just like,
He just nods.
okay. Let's go. They were screaming to high hell, and I think they're fully distracted.
oh yeah.
Yes, let's move.
Go.
Yep. Lo Fong will take the lead and kind of guide them out of the tunnel and out of the. I guess this is close to like the way out of the town, right?
It is. You guys have made it to the end of the tunnel system, and all you have to do is make it like 2.5 blocks to the end of town, and then just cross that last little open space to the top of the cliffside where you can run. Super easy. Don't worry about it.
So easy.
It's so
Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lo Fong is gonna go scout ahead, and instruct the other three to like follow behind me, but not too closely.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. So, Lo Fong, you scouting ahead. Why don't you go ahead and we all know I'm gonna ask you to. I'm gonna ask you to. I'm gonna let you rely on skills and training right now.
Yeah. That's an 8.
Cool. So you notice that there's tracks. There has definitely been movement of a lot of Fire Nation soldiers at some point. But you cannot age these tracks. You can't tell if they're just too smushy because it's getting late and the fog is making the ground wet. You can't tell if they're really recent, if they're from earlier in the day. But there's like tracks from at least 12 people that you notice. You just don't know how old they are.
Yeah. But I don't see anyone currently.
You don't see anyone currently.
Okay. Then I'll just like turn back real quick, give the signal to move forward, and then continue on until I get to the last open space. And I want to get a very good look there.
Okay, to get a very good look there, you're going to have to go all the way out and press your luck. But before you do, everyone else, have you moved up to that last space? Are you even with Lo Fong while you're waiting for him to go check that final area?
Yeah, he did instruct us to follow, so we're probably just a few paces behind him, right?
Yeah, just not. He said not right behind him, but definitely to follow. So definitely not right behind.
All right, Lo Fong, run out in the middle of that area and test your luck, please.
All right. Press your luck is which one again?
I think focus.
Yep.
Passion.
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 That's a
Passion. Sorry,
13.
my bad.
That's a 13.
Oh, still real good.
You're muted.
You're muted. All right. So you get all the way out there. You get into the middle of the area, and right before you make that last step where you would have turned around and called everyone forward, you hear the rustling of someone whose foot moved just too wrong. And you snap your head over to your left, and there's just a hint of movement in the bushes. A way less suspicious person than you would have immediately assumed that it's a stray or a rabbit, a turtle rabbit, something. But you are a you have not gotten this old, you haven't gotten this far without being more vigilant than that, and you know it's not an animal. You guys are surrounded. Ah. So,
Oh
Lofong,
boy.
you are the only one who knows at the moment that you guys are surrounded. They don't know that you know. That's your advantage because you rolled so well. You get to know that you guys have run into a trap and that they don't know that you know yet.
Mhm. Well, I will. I can't. How do I let them know without the Fire Nation? All right. Well, I probably wouldn't signal to them from the middle of the open area anyway. So I'll turn and head back out. I'll head back out of that open area. But I will deliberately go to an entrance that's 1 block further down than where I came out of.
You muted again, Arnica.
You're muted again. You lie on me all the time. Okay, I do keep muting myself. So here's what happens. You almost make it. They let you get so close to this false entrance. Your friends watch you walk away from them to a different alley, and it's
I hope
enough.
they read that as a signal.
It's
Oh yeah,
enough for you
absolutely.
guys to recognize that something is wrong in the moments before you hear the footsteps closing in. Um, they're on the street. It was not just two little patrols. You did not manage to distract anybody. They knew that there were survivors. And as they come forward, you see the killer, you see the captain, and dangling between them, um, he held out. Man, he did not go down like a bitch. Val did not give y'all up easy. He is he is hurt. His jaw is busted. There is blood down his face. He is apologetic as he tries to meet your eye, Lofang, but he does not have the strength to lift his head. They worked him over. And they throw him to the ground as they look at you and say, "Bring me the airbenders."
Pong just defiantly says nothing. He just turns and stares at the man.
Uh,
Is there
Lofang,
another way to go where we're needing to go?
no. They are if you tried to turn around to get back to the street, you would see that they have lined the street blocking off the far end of the alley. They don't know how many of you are in the alley, but at this point, they know that there are some airbender survivors and that they have to be with you guys. So, no, they have you guys surrounded.
I think what I'm gonna do, baby on my chest, since they know that we're here, they just don't know how many. It's only a matter of time before they investigate. I'm gonna walk out of the alley and go stand next to Lo Fong back to back with him.
Okay.
That's my vow. I said I would not forget him. I am Kim Ji-woon.
What is that, 4 times?
That's
I lost
4.
count.
It's like 5.
That's no, it is 5. It is
Yeah.
5.
I am going to get myself onto a rooftop and then deeply enraged, I intend to come right down on top of that. Come right down on top of that captain. Who the hell is he to touch what's mine?
Wow, people aren't things. Asshole. I know that was
We lost an
We lost
Arnica.
Uh-oh.
Which means all of my cameras are just legitimately
Oh.
out of order. I could slightly move
boy.
mine into Artica's.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go to
Slight
splash.
technical break.
Yep. I'm
Sorry,
gonna
y'all.
splash real quick for about a few minutes to see what's up. We'll be right back. Hello, we have come back.
Everyone's alive again.
We're alive
Hooray.
again.
The issue was me.
We're gonna run an extra 10 minutes today, all just to make up for that. But yeah, let's continue.
All right. So where were we? You had literally just began talking, Obi, when all of a sudden everything froze for me.
Okay. Yeah. That's my bow. You can't. I said I was coming for him. I said I wasn't going to protect him. That is in that condition is unacceptable. You can't do that to him. That's categorically unacceptable. I am Kim Ji-woon, and I will not tolerate this.
Here's the thing:
so,
we're still only counting that as 5 because he's just repeating himself.
So I'm going to get on. So I'm going to get on top of a decent building, and I fully intend to come right down on that captain's head.
Cool. I'm here for that. All right. So do it. Let's see how you do that then. You want to get up on a building, so that means you want to advance and attack. Let me see you roll with passion.
I do believe, and correct me if I'm incorrect, but I do believe that this is a large / powerful foe. So with use their momentum, I can mark fatigue to attack with focus instead of passion.
All right, do that then.
Yes. All right, that is a mixed success. That lets me use a basic technique here, and I'm going to go with good old strike, because that is exactly what is happening here.
All right, Mr. Kim, tell me how you come off the roof at this man.
So yeah, it is like Kim Kim doesn't actually use his words like when he either when he is on that roof or when he is coming down, but there's a visible gout of flame that I almost certainly quickly attracts attention, and then as he comes down hurtling at the captain with this with the flying sidekick, he is trailing flames all the way down to cushion his landing, and also to clear these bitches off my bow.
Okay. And so that mostly works as you come down with this flaming leg, and like I said, man, you are glowing with the righteousness of a Fire Nation member who knows that what their people are doing is wrong and not in my fucking name. And it is enough to make them step back from bow. They do not retreat further, and in fact, several other members of the garrison step closer. The circle tightens around you, but they do step back from bow long enough for you to grab him and pull him back towards the rest of you.
Seeing Kim Ji-woon move into motion, what does it look like right now in terms of did Kim Ji-woon hurt someone, or was it just trying to get Bao away from them?
No one has been hurt. The captain has excellent reflexes, as does the killer. They both jump back. So far, Kim Ji-woon has mostly postured. He has shocked the shit out of the killer, but mostly he has been able to drive them back just with his Kim Ji-woonness and all his and what. So they have stepped back. No one has been hurt by your team yet. They've just stepped back.
So what I think, as soon as Kim Ji-woon starts moving and does his very showy show of power, I'm going to make a move for the captain, and I want to use my playbook special called Sweep the Leg, which is an advanced and attack move.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll with passion right on the captain. I got a 13.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's
So
go.
So what happens is as soon as Kim Ji-woon is moving and the captain starts like moving backwards, I am making a dash for it and I'm coming up to the side of him. And while his focus is on not trying to get hit by fire, I am doing a softball slide right at his ankles to just get him off balance, hurt him, aiming for the weak spot. And Sweep the Leg does, if they have fewer than 3 total fatigue and conditions mark, I inflict 2 fatigue on them and I mark 1 fatigue. So I am just trying to make him stumble and hurt, and it's on.
Yeah, so great job. You have absolutely inflicted that, as well as
Emotional damage.
He's impaired. He is off balance and knocked over because you absolutely took him straight out. He ate shit, just hit the ground hard.
The smuggest fucking smirk.
And so, but that, you know what? It's the 13. It's 13, so I'm gonna let you not just slide out and take his ankles out, break his ankles for a Genshin style. You now also get to scramble back to safety. I'm not just gonna leave you nuts out with the baby where you landed, because you rolled a 13. Lucky you.
Woo!
Woo!
So instead of next to Lo
Mm.
Fong, I'm near Kim Ji-woon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But you're not by yourself, and that's counts.
Nope.
Yokai, and what you doing?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm here. I need some assessment done because Kai has to get creative with what he's about to do. Do you need me to roll? First of all, just
I do. I need you to roll assessing the situation then.
before I do that, I just need to. Are we anywhere near the actual gorge?
Yes, you guys are fairly close. You're like within 500 feet. They let you get
Okay.
there.
All right, I got this. I do got this. It is 12. So that gives me 2 questions.
Yeah.
Is there a tree?
Yes, actually, there are several trees, both young, thin
Okay.
ones, and at least 2 very large ones.
Dope, there's a tree.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm so sorry for laughing there, but just like in the middle of this serious section, just asking, is there a tree? Just
there a
seems
tree?
really
Okay. Excellent. There is a very large tree, and that's all I need to know. What's that? All I need to know.
Well, you got one more question.
I do. How is our... If I moved this tree, could I do it without... Could I do it without taking the block off of the nun?
It depends. Here's the thing. This is a very big tree. You could probably manage to move a couple limbs and hold Saya and keep giving her your attention. If you need to move more than that, if you need to stay down the tree, you cannot split your attention between Saya and the tree.
With that, I'm going to turn to Zaya with a very apologetic look on my face. And I was like, I think this is as far as I can take you. And I would like...
She's going to step forward and she's going to take you by the hands and she's going to tell you, you have taken me further than anyone ever thought.
And as I, like, move to give her a hug to make it look like we're just having a tender moment, I would like to psychically uproot this giant tree and use it to swing like a baseball bat to knock off these firebenders from the gorge. That is...
Wow.
Kayam, officially scariest vendor in the group.
But I know I still have to roll for it, but that is my intent.
Not a fighter, my ass.
Rely on your skills and training, roll it for me and let's see what happens.
And I get the +1 to this because I'm acting on these answers. So that's a +1 already. That is a 10. Because I rolled a 9, so plus plus. Actually, it's an 11 because I have a +1 to create to that. But yeah.
All right. So here is what happens. Uh, the Fire Nation, everybody turns. There is a deep groaning, a rumbling as earth begins to slide and open and make way, and the roots of this enormous willow, like this is a beast. Her tap roots go 100 feet into the mountain to find the deepest, coldest water, and slowly, at your command, she is wrenching these roots from the depths of the earth. She is moving like she is the missing int wife, and she's mad that she could not even sit here without these fools coming to look for her. This tree moves forward 3 lumbering, enormous, ground shaking pseudo steps. The roots lash out. The branches lash. It whips and it tumbles forward with a crash, rolling and clearing anyone who does not get out of the way. It's driving them towards the edge of the gorge. So the good news is that you have cleared, Kayam, a solid like half of this garrison. But there are still like 13 people around you guys. You have not cleared the killer. You have not cleared the captain, but you have cleared like half of the people surrounding you.
Crowd control. That's what I'm here for. Let's go.
There is now a break there's now a break in the wall between you guys and the cliffside. All you need is one good distraction, and you have one good distraction on your side still. Sister Zaya has minutes left, and she is willing to use them for you, but you guys have to be ready to move. Y'all ready to go?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So here is what happens. As you burst forward,
Can I do
ready?
one
Yes,
thing before we
please
go?
do.
I have a bad habit of casual thievery. While we're leaving, like right as we're about to bolt, can I lean down to the captain and snatch like an insignia of his rank and then bolt?
Yes. Yeah, steal his shit. That's what he gets.
Yeah.
Hey, anything to note, Kim Jun is also going to be dragging this aid off. Because that guy he bled for us. I'm not leaving him behind.
That's valid, man. You know what? You are responsible for Bao. You got to get him across this. This is going to be dangerous, but by all means, bring him with you. Maybe your friends will help. Hopefully, let's see. So as you run, Wong has stooped and without breaking stride has reached down and just snatched a handful of medals and just snatched a whole handful of shit off this dude's chest mid-run. The children have fallen in behind you. Ahani has managed to pull ahead. He has pulled out an air scooter. He is on top of the ball, and as he darts forward, you notice that his aunt and his mother are not with him. He is leading the charge. His air scooter is pulling up loose dirt. It's pulling up sand. It is aggregating a disc around it, a Saturn-like series of rings. And Janora is managing to run at his side. Her feet are not touching the ground, but impacts of air are plummeting up from every footstep, throwing more and more dirt into the air. It's forming. It's not quite. It sure shit doesn't look solid, man. I will not lie. I would not step on it. Fuck y'all. My black ass would not get on that. But lucky for me, I don't have to. Y'all do.
I've been skydiving and I would not also get on that.
But that's your choice, man. That right there, that's your magic carpet forward. This tremulous, nervous, barely there raft of dust and dirt and debris. And while you sit there looking at it, daring yourself to get on it, there is a noise from behind you. If you turn around, what you will see is you will see Sister Zaya is standing in the middle of 13 men. They have circled in tight because fuck those children. She is the danger. That is a fully grown, fully tattooed airbender. That is the last nun of the temple, and they have come to bear. All of these firebenders have pulled out their weapons. The flames are high, they are hot, they are red. The roofs of nearby buildings have begun to catch fire just from the heat coming off these firebenders. You hear in the town, people are throwing open doors, they are rushing for water. Uh, but they are not coming too close because the air is slowly being pulled. It's moving faster and faster. If you were not within the zone of safety created by these children and their counter winds, it would be dragging you slowly across the ground, pulling the air from your lungs with every moment as Sister Zaya whips every single bit of oxygen fueling these lungs, these humans, these flames. She pulls it from them to her. It forms a tornado, a hurricane, a wall of rage. Her sister inside the eye of it next to her, holding her to her chest, supporting her upright, is stomping her feet with every sob ripping out of her chest, and with every stomp, the ground trembles. The buildings are starting to crack, and the dust, what is not being pulled to your platform, is ripping up into sand. The sand on the ever increasing wind is starting to flinch these Fire Nation as they scramble away. They're not going to make it fast enough. You don't have time to watch the Fire Nation get theirs, and you don't have time to watch Sister Zaya die. It's time to go. Go ahead and step on that raft, please.
Yep.
Never look back.
Lofong will take up the rear just in case any of them did manage to follow.
Okay. And as soon as all of you safely have your feet on, as soon as Mr. Kim, as soon as you get bow on that, with a deep stomach dropping, butthole clenching, terror inspiring jiggle, the entire platform begins to roll underneath you. Lo Fong, as you are at the back, you see exactly how quickly forward you guys are going to have to walk because this sand and stuff is just falling hundreds of feet. You can look down. Everyone else, your view is mostly obscured by the sand, the dust, everything else. But Lo Fong, you can see you guys are like 600 feet above that water. And these pebbles, anything that leaves this cushion of air, just plummets.
Yep, we gotta move.
And you know what?
Mhm.
Because I'm an asshole, I think I'm going to leave y'all over a gorge on a cushion of air and dirt. For
Hell
a week.
yeah.
How's
I'm
that?
here for it. I'm here
I would
for
have done
it.
the same.
Cliffhanger.
I'm here for it. Oh man. Okay, we got
Cliffhanger.
end of session questions, right?
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Yeah, we do.
Let's get it.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's pull these open. I just had them. And then all my internet closed. Now I gotta open them
Okay,
again.
I got them. Did
Yeah,
you
there you
learn
do it.
something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world, everybody? Yay or nay? I don't think this session.
No.
The only thing I can think of is Lo Fang recognizing the killer the Fire Nation is using.
Did
But I
you
don't know
stop?
if that counts.
Maybe.
See, I don't. Mr. Kim, what about
Yeah.
you? Do you feel like you learned anything challenging? Did you stand? Actually, I think did you stand up for is a different one. Never mind.
He's Kim Ji Woon.
I I think that really depends on how we how you feel about that the aide de camp taking Immortal Stain.
Hmm?
Because
I mean, it's not how I feel; it's how
yeah.
you feel.
I Kim didn't expect it. Like in his mind, like the extent like all he thought that the guy that he was capable of was yeah, just like explaining their plans for the future and then walking and then looking the other way, not actually not actually like having the fortitude still to.
It's a yes. You don't have to justify it. Like, we believe you. Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Okay.
Alright.
Second question. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem? I would say yes.
Yes. I think yes.
I think that qualifies.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Third group question. Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
Ended at center.
Didn't.
I moved. I got really confident after, poop bending and plant bending, so I moved. Yeah.
And then these individual questions.
For myself, did I express vulnerability by admitting I was wrong or that I should have listened to someone that I ignored? No. No. I was completely right this entire time.
You're gonna be insufferable.
I did all of the correct things that I needed to do this time around. I was incredible. So.
You're gonna be insufferable later.
Kayam was on point today.
On point today, so which is why he moved towards confidence because
yeah, exactly.
Yep. So yeah, I'm good. That's me.
Yeah.
I'll just go with mine super quick. Did you get a friend to join in or approve of one of your bad habits? I don't think so, unless y'all approve of my stealing from.
I 100% approve of it. Yes.
Oh yeah. You get a yes for that.
Yes.
Perfect. Good.
Mine is: did you try to make amends for past mistakes, or prove you're a decent person now? Like I feel kind of bad saying yes for the same reason as I did for the last time, but seeing as Lo Feng was again operating on the Fire Nation side of things like this before, he is now very staunchly on the opposite side of that. So I would say yes.
Plus that moment with you and Bao, I would say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
All right, Obi.
Learn something meaningful or important about your lineage, its members, or its effects on the world and others. And
you found out there was a tunnel in your house. There was an escape route
Listen,
in your house.
strictly speaking, we have no idea. Well, that was Dow Fate Tunnel, and let's face it, it's my route. Yeah, no, that's ours. We did that. But I don't. While I'm gonna mark this yes, for the record and for my lawyer, I knew that I was there the whole time. Don't know any evidence to the contrary. It's fake. That didn't happen.
Okay, friends. With that, thank you so much for coming and showing up. We will be back next week as normal. As far as everything else goes that's going on with me and the channel, well, first of all, you can see me not on my channel, but on Nat One Heroes. That's one spelled out, where I'll be playing Rime of the Frostmaiden, where I think I'm actually going to be producer now on that, because we've got some technical difficulties, and I can help. But yeah, we're doing where I play my hobgoblin, and it's fun, and I love it because I love being monster boyfriends. On yes, the most important thing is that if you're in my Discord right now, I have a sign up sheet for my Extra Life Marathon happening November 4th, 5th, and 6th. There are 9 games. A lot of these people here, there are 2 people here running games. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on there, lots of really fun games. We're raising money for our local Children's Miracle Network Hospital. And right now it's just my Discord that gets dibs, so well, there's my Discord link. So if you're not in my Discord yet, you can go there. It'll be in other Discords come Monday, but for now, it's just me and my friends that get to sign up. So go be my friend. And then in 2 weeks, because this was going to be next week, but because I still don't have my motherboard and it's really hard for me to work on Photoshop, I will be premiering my Monster of the Week campaign on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. called Dante's Butte, where a gate to hell has become a tourist attraction.
Yes.
So that is, and we're just pretending it's a cauldron for the super volcano because it's in northern Colorado. So, it's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is going to happen that's going to go wrong. Everyone else, where can we find you on the internet? Nightbot is not working, so I'm going to try my best to get your links up. But if not, if you have VIP so you can get your links down. But where can we find you in the opposite directions? So that means, Casey, you're up.
Okay, well, you can find me on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific on Clock Tower Productions, where we play the social deduction game Blood on the Clock Tower. And you can also see me in the most recent video dropped by Postmodern Jukebox, the cover of Taylor Swift's Love Story, which came out yesterday. You can see me playing in that too, because it was fun. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's me. I think it's me. Hi, my name is Mary. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. You can find me here every Friday playing Wong, your lovely person who doesn't like the Fire Nation. And on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friends Who Roll Dice, I run a game of Printweaver Journey. And last session, 2.5 of my players died, and because one got killed by a kaiju and the other one joy rode a kaiju. That's great. It was beautiful. Intentionally, they knew they were going to die. And I'm going to be running one of the games in Val's charity stream. I'm running a game called Magical Kitties Save the Day. So if you want to be kitties with superpowers protecting your owners from supernatural threats, you should totally sign up. That'll be on Sunday the 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be cute and wholesome. We've got several spots in that game still. Casey's in it.
I am in that one.
I'm done.
Hard sort of way. I have been Kim Ji-woon, and I will be.
Can we just get like clips of every time you say that, and just back to back to back to back?
It's just some timestamps, like.
And every Friday, once more for your edification, enjoyment, and improvement, I will always be Kim Ji-woon. But elsewhere, on Twitter, I am at Jostadison. That's JOS80ISON. And perhaps if you wander the Twitch halls and come to twitch.tv/Shinobi, you might get to see me being any number of other people. Sadly, none of them will, in fact, be Kim Ji-woon.
That's a sin and a shame. It really is. Everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. I've been Arnica, your storyteller. You can find me on Twitter at ArnicaXRoss. Go ahead and give me a follow. I will be casting for my newest show on Girls Run These Worlds called Wish We Weren't Here, Our Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip to Save the Universe. Casting starts at the end of this month. and we go live the week before Halloween. I will be running an SCP TTRPG one shot for Val's channel here for Extra Life. I'll be kicking off Sunday at 11 p.m. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. First thing
11
in the
a.m.
morning,
Eastern,
Eastern
yeah.
Standard Time.
Yeah.
I'm used to running shows for you at night, man.
It's true.
11 a.m. on Sunday, we will be hanging out in Maine with some SCPs, doing some creepy Maine shit you don't even know. It's going to be so much fun. So terror, so horror. And join us on Thursday over at Girls Run These Worlds for my very last appearance as Gale, your biomechanical bird god, at least for season 1 of Dark Rites and Other Forms of Exploitation. Our finale is this Thursday. But that's me. That's what I've got going on. Let's say bye to Val.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you next
Bye.
week, and we're gonna go raid our friends over at Lost Caravan RPG. We will see you later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Please.